Hey guys, it's Sweet. What's up? I hope you're good. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to what I read in September, because somehow it's already October. So I read all of these in the month of September. So let's get through them. So I started the month by reading the first book in the Filthy Rich Vampire series and reading more than half of the second and then DNFing the series. Which is kind of shit because I pre-ordered the fourth one and I waited until I had the fourth one to read the series. But whatever. This is about Julian Russo, who is a pureblood family vampire. And this year, there is this thing called the rites that are going on, which is basically a ball season for vampires with a lot of, well, magical rites to go through. And since Julian is the oldest of his siblings, he is basically forced to find a wife during those rites. He doesn't want that. He doesn't give a shit about this. And at one, I don't want to say ball, but nor meeting, but like when Vampire met up, and he saw this girl, Thea, who was playing the cello in this little band. Thea is a human. She's barely getting by with her mom's hospital bills always going up and her student loans. So she is a student in music. She has a job at a cafe, bistro, diner kind of place. And she also has those cello gigs. And when Vincent sees her, he is like that, like attracted to her right away. And he makes her a deal to fake as his girlfriend, and he's gonna give her anything she'll ever want, including a year just going all around the world for those rights. And yeah, that's when their fake dating starts. Now, I thought vampires and fake dating, this is my jam. Book one, I was really into it, and then we got to book two. And as soon as like one thing happened, we kept circling back the same point. So I DNF'd the second one. Next up, I picked up Night Shift by Anna Crown. My best friend actually bought me this book when she visited here last time, which was at the start of the month. And so I read it fast as fuck. So it read like a fanfic and makes sense because did you know that Wattpad edited and was now a book editor? I didn't, but they are, because this is by Wattpad Books. As someone who was on Wattpad back in like 2013, 14, reading smut way too early, seeing like that it's by Wattpad kind of breaks my heart, because like holy shit, that's where we are now. Like back when I was on Wattpad, the fact that after, I only have the first one because God help me, I did read them all, but holy shit, the fact that After came out in paperback was a big thing. So that now they have like a little publishing house. Anyways, this is a very familiar trope of like the bookworm and the basketball star. And basically we have Kendall, who is our little bookworm. She doesn't like parties, she likes her books, and she has this job at one of the campus libraries, which includes a Friday overnight shift. One Friday, the basketball star, Vincent, comes in and basically like asks her to find a poetry book for one of his classes. And while they're in the dark stacks, they make out. Okay, they have a very steamy make-out session, which leads to attraction, which leads to a relationship. And honestly, it is very generic tropes, but it is so sweet. And yeah, it was very nice. So I have this reading vlog that I'm doing that will hopefully be out by the end of the year, but with how many books I still have in there, probably it's gonna be in 2025. Anyways, I am rereading my 5 stars of 2023. And in those was The Fiancé Farce by Alexandria Bellfleur, which is sapphic, and I do love a good sapphic romance. I haven't found any lately, like sapphic rom-coms. I feel like I've read all the ones I can get my hands on. So I do need to research more of them because, like, hi, I am not straight and I'm not wearing my engagement ring somehow. That's weird. So basically we have Tansy, who, another bookworm, and to get out of family meetings and like family dinners and blah blah blah, she says that she has a girlfriend. And she lies by saying that her girlfriend's name is Gemma because of a model that was on one of the books at the bookstore. Now, 6 months after this lies start, she's at a wedding and Gemma Van Dalen walks in. Now, Gemma Van Dalen, also known under the name of Gemma West, is the specific book cover model that Tansy made up the lie about. So Gemma learns about that lie and she takes advantage of it because her grandfather just passed, and to get her inheritance, she needs to get married within the year. So they then pretend they're engaged because apparently they've been dating for 6 months, and they get married, and we have this fake dating, marriage of convenience, falling in love. Really like it. I gave it a 4.5 actually this time instead of a 5. Next, get ready for trauma. We have Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Coles. Also, I threw away the dust jacket because look at the naked cover. It is so pretty. And the dust jacket didn't have the people on it, and it was not as pretty as just the naked cover. So our main character, Rhodes, when she was 13 years old, her family house burned down and her parents and sister didn't make it out. She was then adopted by her best friend's family, who, like, they had a lot of foster kids, and that's the base you need to know about her for now. Then, when she's 27, she comes back to the old Victorian home that her parents had, that no one did anything with it throughout the years. And she's like, okay, like, we're gonna build it back, and she's gonna live there because it's her family home. And one of the workers on her house is also one of her brothers, like her foster brothers. This really fucked me up because I was like, she doesn't have a brother, and I know it's a best friend's brother romance, what the fuck. So that's why I gave you a little context. And one of the men who work on her house is her brother's best friend, Anson. And both Anson and her have traumatic backgrounds, and yeah, I will let you know right away though, we do have a little like mystery criminal investigation thing that starts about halfway through the book, which I was not expecting. But I liked it, but I was not expecting it. Oh boy, get ready for the next one. I read this book in 1 day. Because after this trauma dump of a book, I needed a no plot, just smut book. So I picked it up, Twisted Ink, and holy shit. No plot, just smut in this thing. Like, look how much fucking smut is in here. Okay, you open page 1 of chapter 1. Our main character is getting finger fucked on the kitchen counter. Do I need to say more about how much smut is in there? Also, like, if you get the printed version, it's written so small compared to like regular books, and it's 300 something pages like that. So, and like, let me just say, like, just the attention. If you're looking for wholesome world building with complex situations and in-depth problem solving outside of the issues within a relationship, this isn't the book for you. This is a book about 4 consenting adults who dive deep, and I mean deep, into the pleasures of poly relationship. Everything has to do with sex and the good and bad that comes with that. Consider yourself warned, this one is for the sluts. This is the notes from the author you get, like, right away, you know? So we have Reina, who is our FMC, who's been in a relationship with Dallin for 2 years now. Dallin has these two, what she knows them as best friends, who he's been like tattooing on the roads with before he settled down and then met her, and now they live together and they're in a happy relationship. Those two best friends are Trey and Parker. Now, what we learn very quickly is that Trey, Parker, and Dallin used to be in a open relationship kind of thing before Dallin moved and like settled down. And now Dallin wants that relationship back, but he also wants to stay with his girl. And we go from there and they end up all dating each other. There is some good talk about polyamory in there, about the relationship itself, but it's very much around the sex, which is not the case for all poly relationships. And last but not least is the book I am currently reading, which was started in September, but we're October 1st and I'm that much into it. I don't have a lot left. And this book is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren, which I have so much love for Christina Lauren's writing. So this book is about Jess, who she hasn't dated since the father of her child, which was 7 years ago. And one day, she hears about this new dating site thing that's gonna pop up called DNA Duo. Well, it's Genetically and the DNA Duo project that goes with it, which basically is gonna match people based on genetics. And one day, she goes, fuck it, does a test, sends it, and forgets about it. Until one day, she's called into the Genetically office and told that she has a 98% match with someone who just happens to be River Pena, who is one of the founder of DNA Duo. Now, Jess kind of knows River Pena because they go to the same cafe. She works at a cafe all day, and every single day at 8:27 a.m., he goes in and ordered an Americano. And let's say she does see like the attraction to him, but he seems rather cold. But for Genetically, it's such a big deal to have a 98% match that they're like, okay, like you guys get to know each other, kind of go on dates, and we'll see like how it actually works. And it could be also very, very good publicity. So Jess and River starts going on a date, and it actually goes pretty well. So this is everything I read in September. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!